Hello everyone, this is Sally from Beth Chateau Gardens. I'm one of the gardeners, and this is Cathy, also one of the gardeners, and we're going to prune some hydrangeas. This one is called Hydrangea Aisha. It's a mop head type, and it's got these lovely little kind of curled bracts rather than the usual flat ones. If I can get it to focus. There we go. We've normally started cutting a little bit earlier than this, but as you can see there's already quite a lot of growth on it, but it's absolutely fine. There's still plenty of growth within the shrub at this time of year for it to really get going. We struggle to grow hydrangeas here in Essex unless the soil is quite moist. We have got some in the woodland, and every year we think, oh, we shouldn't be having hydrangeas in the woodland. It's a little bit dry, but here in the woodland water garden they do pretty well. As you can see, Cathy's taking them down, really just reducing the shrub a little bit to a pair of buds. Let's have a look.
Good one.
Let's get in some close where she's going to. Zooming away, but we've taken some before pictures and some after, so we'll be able to see what we're doing. So she's, as you can see, she's just taken off quite a lot of growth there, but if she didn't, it would just get taller and taller, and also if it branched out too much it would just get really crowded. So this A thins it out, and secondly reduces it a little bit. We pretty much do all the hydrangeas the same way. Some haven't put on quite this much growth yet. There's another one, paniculatum type, that has hardly got it showing any buds at all. But you don't want to do them too early, because then it sort of encourages, as you get the new shoots coming through, if you were to cut them too early and you were to get a really cold wind or some really cold weather and those buds died off, you might not have anything to replace them with. So at least leaving a little bit later, you know where the strong buds are.
Take out any ones that are dead as well.
Yes, there's plenty of dead in there actually, isn't there? I think Cathy at some point will also, when she's done the entire sort of deadheading process and reducing process, she'll then look inside, and any of the larger, older pieces, such as, if I come round, such as these, might actually just take those right down to the ground. There's some really quite a big old fat one here that we might take out. It's quite hard to see because this hydrangea is absolutely smothered in a giant arum, which is the bane of our lives here at Beth Chateau Gardens. But
I think we might show you, hadn't we, paniculata.
yes, we will. Yeah, it is very different actually. It's a much more open plant. This one's quite crowded. But you can see the buds are in pairs and they alternate which direction they grow. And so if you can try and choose them, the pair that are facing sideways, so around the plant rather than going into the plant and away from the plant, or avoiding also ones that are facing downwards and upwards, because otherwise you just get the one shoot, because shoots like to head upwards towards the light. So if there's one facing down, it'll either try and curl round or it just won't shoot at all. So try and get sort of side to side, east-west facing shoots if you can. But the harder you cut them, often you get sort of slightly larger flower heads. The the less hard that you cut them, the smaller the flower heads can be. I mean, if you've got something like an Annabelle and you cut it quite hard, the heads can be vast, and then you can get problems with it remaining upright. But Cathy just makes a judgment each time she sees one. And just then there's one that's perhaps where she could have cut, but one of the buds have died, so she's cut it further up. They will rejuvenate quite well from the base, so with any shrub, just don't take out too many in one go if you're going to take an old one or two out, because all you get is lots of thin growth rather than one or two really strong ones coming through, and that's what you want. You want a few strong ones coming back that then becomes the new framework. But if something is not producing very much, if it's got quite old and it hasn't actually got many shoots on it, or it's feeling a little bit wobbly, which some of these are, then it's definitely worth cutting it right down to the bottom. Not even worrying about whether that is where the new shoot will come from. I'll just take it right down, and if that's not where the shoot comes from, it might come from somewhere else on the shrub, but anyway, I can show you what she's done so far from this angle.